Hey guys, and what's up, and welcome to Young Titan World. Today is not exactly your typical review day or mental health day. I really should separate them. I should make one podcast devoted to only mental health reviews. Mental health talks, and the other for movie and anime reviews. And until I get a grasp on that, I guess we're gonna have to play this in the long game. But hey guys, I hope you're doing great. This is Young Titan. I have to say, stand-up comedians have always been a source of inspiration for me, because these were literally people who stand in front of crowds and make them laugh. They're not reading it off a script. In most cases, they have to be as original as possible in order for people to even listen to them. And all of them don't just have an easy route to being noticed. They come from humble backgrounds. They've come from situations that were far worse. Kevin Hart used to talk about how it was very difficult for him. He would perform in front of these small crowds and he wouldn't even get the attention, the one that he made about the woman who was eating crabs and stuff like that. And as you get on with each and every one of them, you notice that they all had their own challenges as a comedian. But I do love the fact that they were very persistent enough to pull through all of those things. And now they're one of the famous that there is. Come on, take a look. Those guys are the same ones that have TV shows. They've got their own food chain going around. I say it's quite impressive. It also starts from somewhere. And I guess that's what I wanted to say. No, I wanted to try it out and see, but you know that feeling when you don't think you're funny, right? Yeah, I get that a lot. Not necessarily I tell myself that. It's when I try to get a reaction from someone, I never do. It's it's never mission complete or mission accomplished, man. It's mission failed. Every time I talk to someone, there is a piece of my conversation that has a punchline, and they always miss it. And sometimes I don't even have a punchline, and I keep going on. It's hopefully it'll get to a point, they'll find it funny, and they'll start laughing. But that never happens, And then when I decide to wing it, not even give a crap about what I'm saying, then boom, they start laughing off their rockers, and I'm okay, there is something wrong here. You guys are intentionally, you're missing my marks when I'm trying to impress you guys. So what the fuck is up with that? Maybe I shouldn't cuss at all. But yeah, it always seems to be a struggle for me. I can't ever do the things that I want to do when I want to do them, but I'm good at doing them when I don't pay attention to them. It's okay, let's learn how to drive a car. All right, step into the car, or vroom, crash a tree. Now, I'm gonna drive the car, but my eyes are gonna be extremely closed. How the fuck do you explain extremely closed? Well, you just remove your eyeballs, man. Oh, that was gory. Don't ever say that again. Okay, fine. So technically, you're just going to put on a blindfold, and then boom, you start driving. But this time, you're a pro. You're even dodging the cars that are trying to hit you. And that's my situation. Every single time that I'm okay, I am going to make a joke. Someone's gonna laugh. They're gonna love it. Nope, they're not. They're gonna hate it so much. And I think to myself, okay, I guess I'm not gonna do it anymore. but I can't shake off the feeling. One of the recent comedians I've discovered is Michael McIntyre, and boy is he I've not exactly seen a single one of his his works that isn't funny to me. Like, in any case, the body language is 100% on the spot. His attention, his speech, and he's just like so smooth with it. Like, he goes from one topic to the other, and he just swings you those jokes in a way that you just laugh. It's like body language mixed with words. I've seen those who are like usually trying to use their body language to make the jokes. It's funny, yeah, but sometimes it looks cringe. Can't help that. But it's like McIntyre has merged two universes, and that's the really, really, really interesting part of what he does as an artist and a comedian. It kind of seems to me like it's not exactly a one-way thing, but we always get to see him improve and get better. Man, I just have to say, I do love him. McIntyre is just the bomb. He is. He's really amazing. Like, oh my gosh, I think I love McIntyre. Because every time he decides to explain something, it always has to become part of his voice. He's always saying something that, okay, fine, I'm just drifting away from. It's like, every time that you want to make a statement, all you have to do is sound serious about it. And then you look into the crowd, and then you say a word that you've never heard before. Like apples. Do you like apples, McIntyre? I like apples. Why do you like apples? I like apples because they are very nutritious. Very nutritious, you say. It's just like, it's... the way he interprets conversation is also sick. And God, I wish I meet him in person. I just love the man. I would love to learn a lot from him. There's a lot that I feel like I could pick up from him, especially as a comedian, especially as an artist. One of my friends told me this, that I don't really know what I want. I hate hearing that, but it's like the truth at the core of everything. I don't know what I want. I've asked myself this question over and over again. And with every single job or career that has been shifted into my focus, each and every one of them seem like a possibility that I'm willing to take on. Just that some of them is going to confine me to one space, and I'm probably going to look like a fat ass at the end of everything. But ideally, I think to myself that there is nothing that I can't do. And if there's nothing that I can't do, there's not one that will have my absolute focus. Because come on, if I am capable of everything, then which one do I want the most? That should be the question. Which one do I want the most? Which one am I willing to sacrifice everything for? And which one is going to cost me everything? Now, I should have just gone there. But I didn't. I did not. Because yeah, I think I screwed the pooch for that one. I was always thinking to myself that it would be easier for me to just, lie about your situation. Maybe things will get better when you do that. But no, things are not getting better, and I'm not loving the situation that I'm in. I've found myself worrying about a lot of things, whether people are gonna like what I have accomplished, whether I even get to be called a good son, or whether I'm in the wrong for wanting the things that I want. Because the things that I want, I cannot even tell anyone. I have had so much of a hard time trying to tell anyone anything. And I honestly feel like these are the private books that are never going to be read till I reach my grave. Which is saying a lot, because even though I want people to know, I feel as if this is the only place that I can actually confine my own soul into. Because let's face it, no one's going to know about you unless you're willing to take the first step. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But it's not easy. I ain't gonna lie. It's full of shit sometimes. When I try my possible best. And then I realize to myself, oh my gosh. They don't like me. I've been wasting my time the whole time. I think at one point in time, questioning my existence seems to be like a very normal thing to do. Just don't. They would have been here. They would have been here. Just real talk, I'm getting really tired of a lot of things. After the, making a name for yourself is done, I mean, what comes next, I am gonna get the millions and the billions, but from sources that have tasted the waters, it's not going to make me very happy. It's gonna mean I'm extremely wealthy, but it's not gonna mean that I'm gonna be extremely happy. And maybe that's my concern, because I've noticed that I worry about a lot of things, and sometimes those things don't even make sense. I struggle a lot when it comes to being social. I think it's I could make a lot of defenses for it, but I think the one that probably would exist along a general platform is that I don't go out so much. I'm always indoors. I love being indoors. If it's me and my games, I don't need to set a foot outside. Scratch that. Me, my games, and my food. I don't need to go outside. If there was a way to transport my pee and shit into a toilet without me having to move, I would have loved that. But I don't want it to be through tubes or some shit. I don't want that. No. I hate that shit. And probably it could be like, I don't know, teleportation. Just touch my stomach. Boom. Shit's gone. It's in the toilet. And the toilet is motion detecting. So once it sees that anything's moving inside it, it's gonna just flush itself automatically. But yeah, it's gonna have like a weight sensitive kind of feel, so it doesn't just flash anything that it detects, it flashes those that have weight. And trust me, poo-poo has weight. Yeah, so I've really tried to give it a lot of thought when I think about how many times people have said that I'm not really great at talking to people. I never argue with them, I never say, oh my God, that's not true. I love people. People are amazing. They are fun to be around. I enjoy spending time with you. No, I don't do that, okay? I'm like, you're right. And do you know why? Because people can be a lot to deal with. And I don't even have the energy to deal with myself. So the question is, what on earth would make you think that I would go beyond my own sense of self just to pay attention to a person who doesn't give a shit about me? And that might not always be the case, because people out there are some who really care about you. They're really out there and they're really nice and they really help you out a lot. And you never get the opportunity to even pay them back. But they still do it anyways. You have, oh my God. Ow, 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 ow. There is no way for you to explain that. Yeah, there is a moment where you would feel ridiculous because you feel like you're draining someone of their freedom. You notice that their life isn't going so well and they still try to help you, when you would probably abandon your own self if something was to go wrong, So I think the better version of this is when I decide to accept that it's not really easy. But I really don't have an excuse, I was having a chat with my friend. Actually I have one of those. She's really great. I mean, other than the fact that I want to bang her, she's great. She's a great friend. And the discussion that I was having with her is that, a lot of us are using mental illness as an excuse to do all the things that we do. Now, I didn't really oppose what she said because I felt like I was a victim, and I felt like if I said anything against it, it would seem like I was also trying to do the same thing. And I was trying to do the same thing, I just didn't want her to know. At least that's what I think, though. Because I don't know how to explain how I fuck everything up. Maybe I am that bad. And maybe I don't deserve to be among people who try so hard, because it looks like I don't. It looks like I'm taking things on surface value and leaving it at that. But I could pour my heart and soul in trying to make things work, and I'm gonna look like I don't even give a shit. I'm gonna say I don't give a shit. And sometimes I would try so hard, but it would never get the results that I want. I try to focus. I try to pull myself together, trying to make sense of whatever situation that I'm surrounded by. And I still don't get the results that other people get. All they have to do is just focus a little bit. It's like my brain is fractured into these tiny, tiny pieces of magnets. Now, I know when magnets break up, they don't come together. Like, you try and push them together and there's this force against them. That's what my brain is like. It's like 1,000 pieces of magnets. I try to shove them all back together and they're just repelling each other. So the moment I decide that I'm going to do something, I have summoned the forces, every force I can maintain. So by the time I've actually completed a task, Like, I am so tired. Like, I can't go on, even if I want to. Like, I probably just say that, okay, today we're gonna write an essay that is due like 2 weeks ago. Let's do it. I get behind the computer, I summon whatever strength I have, I reach the first paragraph, and then my body gives up on me. And I'm like, okay, maybe we need to take 5. Psych, 500. Then I'm gone. Down this loop where I'm not even able to get back to the thing that I was trying to do because my tiredness has superseded whatever it is I was trying to do in the first place. And that sucks. That sucks, a big one. I've always been so worried about how I would turn out because I was not giving it my all. I mean, it sure seems to look that way because I would try so hard to make a change, make a difference, do something differently. But it was never the same feedback because people would do it effortlessly and I would put my heart and soul into it, and it would not even be on the same level because I'd be lacking in some departments. And I guess you could say that maybe I'm just lazy, you know. Maybe you don't put enough work into what you do. That's why you suck. Like, okay. And then you just have to live with this and just keep going, you know. Regardless of what everyone says, you still have to keep going because if you decide to break down on what they say, you're not gonna do anything. You're honestly not gonna do anything. You're just gonna give up, and everything that they've said about you is what's going to keep you in that cage. And it's not how you want to live your life. Trust me. There are better things out there in the world, and the people who tell you all those negative things are usually the people that can't get them. They're the ones that cannot attain them, so they don't want anyone else to go reach that stratosphere. They want you to crumble, and they want you to break down and not give it and not accept greatness. I learn a lot from artists, musicians, comedians, actors, directors, you name it. They are all on my spectrum for learning things, you know. Some would have great advice, some would have bad advice. You don't take everything from one of them, you know. Some are great in certain aspects, others are great in another. You can't always pin one to be, you know, a well-rounded character. Unless, of course, you probably analyze their lives and you think that's the only one that could even share a little bit of light as to what you're going through. So that's on a different scale. But for me, I do enjoy it when I'm able to get different pieces of advice from different people to see how it works for me, rather for one person who may have tried out a strategy that really worked out for them, but it wouldn't work out for me, just saying. And one such is Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is a great musician. I love her music because every time that I listen to it, I'm always in the zone where I can picture myself perfectly. Usually, when it's a song that I have no relation to, I create the scenario. I imagine myself in it. But with Billie's songs, I don't have to create anything because it's already there. All I need to do is just remember it. The memory is there. So once I pull it up and I play the song, it just synchronizes with each other. Every moment that I've experienced the lyrics of her words are all in my memories. And it's so easy to access them because of the songs. I mean, I don't cry every time, but it does make me feel closer to her. And one day, I will have the pleasure of meeting her in person, and I hope it's not those don't meet your hero situation, because I would die from that. I would die from sheer disappointment if I don't get the reception that I was expecting. And I know that's definitely the fanboy in me talking, but I've learned so much from her. But I guess that's the thing. When you're a celebrity, there's a high chance that you've met a lot, and I mean a lot of fans. Some of them want to hug you, some of them want to kiss you, some of them want to be around you, you know. They all want to show you that they love you so much, you know. And then you're like, okay, that all seems great. That all seems great, but I think what I want to do is focus on myself and myself alone. And that always seems like a bit of a bother. You know, just knowing that when you do meet your heroes, you're not supposed to be as psyched as you want to be. You're supposed to be chill. You're supposed to be gravitas. That's not how you use the word gravitas. You're supposed to be like mellow. Because if you're not, they are going to fuck you up. They're gonna be like, okay, this guy clearly has no idea who I am. So now I can be normal with them. I guess that's how it is. So if you do see your celebrities or your celebrity crushes, whoever it is that you're interested in, whoever you've followed since you're a little kid, just be chill. Keep your head on your head. Okay? Keep a cool head, and who knows, maybe you enjoy the time that you have with them rather than regret making it a choice to be psyched out about your favorite person. Which is not usually my kind of advice. My kind of advice would be go hard or go home. Because come on. How many times would you get to see your favorite person? And how many times will anyone else get? I don't know who was the last person who got to shake Michael Jackson's hand or hug him. But that person is out there somewhere, still cherishing the time that they had with them. So I'm just gonna say it's not entirely bad, you know. It's not bad at all. Now I'm gonna have to pass a bunch of innkeepers, quote unquote, just to get through my day. And the silence is justified. Yes, it seems rude when I do that. So, oh my god, peanut butter. What's my attention to? Return biscuit. Don't want to know. But your heart so sweet. Talk so dirty, but your heart got teeth. Ain't no devil, but your hands on me. And never, ever. Your heart so dirty, but your love so You're so dirty, but your love so Ain't no devil, but your hands on me. Never, ever. Do I want this guy? Do I want another guy? I wouldn't know. Lean on the devil, put your hands on me. Okay, we have two options. We go with this guy. Who's an absolute delight. Where did we get to the point? Collarbone Jones. Never tried the ice lemon before. There's a reason I never tried it out before. What would that be, great Samuel? Okay. I feel like we're going so fast. What exactly am I missing? Do not remember. Okay.